I go over my bike. I shot this video once, but I did not have audio, so I'm gonna try and do it again. This is my 2009 Super Glide, the Dyna, late model Dyna. It does have early model Dyna rims on it, just mainly because the rear, I had a wheel bearing blow up on the highway. Totally destroyed the hub on the stock rim. These came with factory mags, so I don't even remember what the name of those are, but these are late model, or early model, I'm sorry, Dyna rims. These are, I want to say, the 05 anniversary. That's why they're gold like that from the factory. So with that, I've got the 14-inch Legends. These are really nice with the custom red sticker on it. It definitely gives it a nice gap, and it had the factory tire on it, or factory rim, I would say, with the factory size rear. It was taller, there wasn't as much gap, but I definitely like the late model or the early model rims, because they're just a little bit smaller, tires a little bit smaller. Also, this tire is super bald. It definitely needs to get replaced, but yeah, it definitely opens up the fender gap quite a bit in there, which is really nice. Saddleman step up. This is a tuck and roll, no gripper or anything like that. I was kind of wanting it to be classy. Since then I've changed my mind a little bit, so eventually I'll get that replaced, but for now it still matches really well. I like the look. Stealth exhaust. This is the turnout exhaust. If you want an exhaust that pops, I mean just absolutely backfires like crazy, this is the one. Just a Arlen S Big Sucker, the basic intake you can get on every single bike. Also, I had to do new brake lines, and I upgraded to the Brembo bagger brakes, so it's still technically stock. It's just off a different bike. Original, the factory master, which I do want to upgrade this to the touring, the bagger setups. They're a little bit better. Just for now. I used to have an RCS lever up here, but word of the rise, be careful when you're tightening down banjo bolts. You will strip them and turn your stuff into paperweights. So that's the story on mine. Still on belt drive. I would probably go to chain drive in the future, but it'd have to be a major thing, you know, the belt break or something like that, because this thing is just, it's been perfectly fine. It's only got 8,000 miles on it as well. So ODI bars, I don't know the name of these bars, to be honest, or the model, but I do know they're ODIs. I want to say they're podium ones, if I remember right. Thrashing bar bag and the TC Bros 8.5-inch pullback. Really big fan of these. Really big fan of these. I had the 6-inch rods in there originally. They were just a hair too short, so I went ahead and got the 8s. Brought it up 2 inches. World of difference. Way better. I do have the fairing on because I've been riding. You can see tons of bugs on there. Been riding in the back roads, but top mount headlight on here. It used to mount towards the bottom, which I did not like. It didn't look ugly, but I didn't like it. I swapped it out, did the top mount, so when I do go without the front fairing, I get a top mount look, which I do like those a lot better. Had I known some of the details that I knew now, I probably would have saved my money and just went with the late model, or I'm sorry, early model. I think I've been saying that backwards all this whole video. If I could go back, I would definitely do early model over a late model, and I would probably still stick with fuel injected on the late models, or the early models. I would stick with that. I don't think I would want to mess with carburetors. I hate carburetors coming from dirt bikes. I had old bikes that all had carburetors up until, man, I got a, what was that bike? Man, I want to say it was an 18, maybe a 14. Either way, it was a YZ450. That was fuel injected, and that was by far my favorite bike for sure, in terms of dirt bikes and maintenance. So yeah, with no switches, so no real controls. High beams are always on, and yeah, you just get a start stop switch here. These are Bung King crash sliders. I don't know if I mentioned that. On top of the Legends in the rear. Just got the top mounts. I want to do the lowers, but the more I looked at them, I didn't really see the benefits. Specifically speaking to my setup. Oh, I didn't even mention the front, huh? Cruzy Originals K-bar. Love that thing. So sleek. It looks very nice. Fits this bike so well. Honestly, most of the Harleys, if they make a crash bar for it, they're honestly super sleek. They look really good, and they're going to provide the protection that you really want. Woo. Yeah, I left this thing sitting in the sun a little too hot, too long. Somebody lost a shoe too. She's gonna be happy to get on this highway. Cool her down a little. Now I do have more plans in the future for this bike. Like for one, I do want to this front end needs to be rebuilt very bad. It's honestly I could compare it to like my Grom, my old Grom, which I just got rid of. Kind of sad about that, getting rid of my Grom, but I'm gonna replace it. But yeah, like the front end I do want to redo. I think what I want to do is Race Tech springs, get them weighted for myself, and then do the Speed Merchant caps, adjustable preload caps. I think that's what I'm going to do for the front. The rear is, man, it's so nice. It feels good. The Legend suspension is great, and the adjustability you get to just on the fly, even when you're cruising down the highway. There's some parts of the highways I go on or back roads that the bumps are miserable, and I could just reach back real quick and turn it up or turn it down a little on the compression, on the rebound. It's not that hard. One's a little bit harder to reach than the other, the rebound, but for the most part you can just quickly readjust compression on the fly while you're riding. So that's very nice. Now you couldn't really do that with the Speed Merchant on the front, but it does give you some amount of adjustability, which is nice. It's always nice to be able to dial in your suspension exactly how you want. Everybody rides different, feels different, roads are different, so that's the only thing that keeps me a little bit away from the Legend drop-ins. I hear so many good things, but I don't know, everybody's a little bit different than each other. So, but granted, these Revo arcs on the rear that I got, I could not complain one bit about them. They're so nice. The first thing I did when I got this bike, one of the very first things was handlebars. I ran 6-inch pullback risers right here, these by TC Bros. I've had these on since the beginning, and these ODI bars, which I really want to say they're the podium, one of the podium models, if I'm anywhere near the ballpark. But I love these. Also the one finger clutch, that alone was, man, it made it a lot more pleasurable. A lot more pleasurable with how much traffic I have to deal with most days. Woo, alright. I think I've gotten lost enough out here. I should probably go find a gas station, because your boy is very lost. Oh, you gotta be joking. This bus is gonna make me not late. This bus is gonna make me miss a gas stop. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about the bike or any parts, just hit it up in the description below. Let me know, and I'll be sure to reply back and answer any questions you guys might have. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, good week, and if you ride, safe trip. We'll see y'all around. Later. Alright, now that I'm out here in the definite open to nowhere,